Hi guys, welcome to a saw. Okay, alright guys, welcome to POV, you're my therapist. I am your host, Divine, and this is the podcast where I vent, you listen, and you don't get paid. So let me just start off by saying I was having a really good morning, kind of. I woke up early, I did my hair, I did my makeup, I set everything up, I started getting my life together, just like the slightest bit, and then life went ahead and just started living, you know? She just started doing her thing. There's construction, as you can hear from that lovely saw. So I thought that we would discuss some things that bring me comfort and joy that are not me punching holes in things, because that is a recent discovery that I like to do that. So we are not gonna do that. I had this idea to do this topic, but I thought I would have time to like plan and make a list and whatnot, but I don't. So we're going off the top of my head. All right, the first thing that's been bringing me comfort lately is, yes, Scandal. The Emmy nominated TV drama by Shonda Rhimes that aired on ABC from, I don't know the years, but for a hot minute, for 5 whole fucking seasons, okay? Which follows Olivia Pope, played by Kerry Washington. Best mouth actress of our time, okay? She just be doing things. She just be upset and doing this. So I've been watching that, and like I've noticed a lot that I'd never noticed before with that show. And the first thing that I noticed, you know what it is? Olivia is a Republican. I did not know this. I know they say it like a million times, but like it just did not matter to me at the time that the show aired for me to like pay attention to the fact that she was a Republican. But I was watching it the other night, and it's when she is dating Edison, I think his name is, when she's finally dating a black guy, LOL. And she was defending Nixon, and I was like, wait, because I was doing something else in my room, and then I heard her say Nixon wasn't that bad, and I was like, huh? And when I tell you, my body took a screenshot. My body's taking a screenshot now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's a Republican. And then I started paying attention in the show. And then, oh my God, Fitz is a Republican. I know they say it like a million times, but it just never fucking registered in my head. Because like politicians now, like listen, you're either on one side or you're on the other. Like I don't think this would have flew. I almost said flied. I don't think this would have flew. This would not fly in our current political whatever. But anyways, watching the show, seeing Olivia, oh my God, like I hate the fact that she's like, I was watching it and I was like, oh my God, this bitch is like Sally Hemings, but like not as terrible. And then I swear to God, in the next episode, she was like, Fitz, I am not Sally Hemings. In her ugly cry. And Fitz was like, don't you dare. But like, listen, all of that aside, Fitz is just like so sexy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not sexy, but he's just so sexy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He is just so fine. And like when he's like, there's that episode when like he forces her on a hike. Oh my God, he just kidnaps her, has the Secret Service kidnap her and take her on a hike. And you know, obviously she's wearing her little pumps, her little kitten heels and whatnot. And so he has like a pair of shoes for her, and he is like angrily tying her shoe on. I lived for that a lot. I lived and died and came back to life. Okay, I was just like, oh my God, I just want like a man to like handle me. What the fuck? But yeah, so that's been bringing me a lot of comfort. Something else that's bringing me a lot of comfort is Only Murders in the Building. And it's funny because like, I never really had the idea to do a podcast, but everybody is annoying me. Everybody in my life is irritating me at some angle about my voice. A little while ago, I matched with this guy and on Tinder. Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to be there. Sue me, bitch. Okay, this was a while ago before. Okay, I matched with this guy and like we would like video chat, and because girl, this was when we had to send a passport. I was all up in the northern hemisphere and on the I went to the eastern side of Europe. I was trying to find me a foreign looking man. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard them Turks love black women. We're not gonna dig deep into that statement at all. We're just not because I like how Hassan Piker looks, and I have very little chance with him. We're not even finna go there. But so I was like, I'm gonna find your twin. So I was like, I was in Turkey, girl. I was in Istanbul. Why did I say that with a son? I was in Istanbul, Turkey. I was in England. I was in Romania, bitch. Listen. Anyway, so I did end up matching with a Romanian guy who was living in England. And he, so like we were very friendly. Like he was really nice. So like we'd video chat, we'd like leave voice notes, and he kept telling me, he was like, your voice is so good. Like you have such a good voice. Like you should do voice acting. And I thought about it. And then my mom also started getting on to me about voice acting, which really stuck the nail in the coffin. I think when my mom starts suggesting something. Hold on, y'all. When my mother starts suggesting something, that's when like I'm just like, shut up, no. And like it's not a bad suggestion, but I tried doing voice we're gonna wait for her. She go girl, yes queen, look at you. It's not like I don't like my voice, because I know like I have a very attractive voice. Like when I want to, my voice can sound really sultry and sexy, and I like to imagine that I can do a whole like smorgasbord of accents. Recently I've been working on my Russian accent. It's awful now, and I like to imagine that I can do like a whole lot of accents and stuff like that. But but the thing is, I'm a writer. Like that's what I do, that's what I want to get paid to do. It's eating up a lot of my time, and it comes with a lot of rejection. And I looked into the whole voiceover thing, and I realized that came with a whole lot of rejection as well. And I was just like, I don't want to do. Oh my god, girl, we're gonna wait for her. I think she's almost done. But I realized that I did not want to do something that I would have to like deal with a constant rejection again. Like enough rejection. I'm getting rejected by men. I'm getting rejected by jobs. I'm getting rejected by agents. The last thing I want to do is get rejected by voice people who like I barely want to do it. So anyways, so but like the idea of doing a podcast had crossed my mind every once in a while, and I started watching Only Murders in the Building, and it didn't really give me any motivation to do a podcast, but I just thought it was such a funny show. Like it's cute, it's charming. Like I've only ever watched Selena Gomez from Wizards of Waverly Place, and I feel like after that, like I don't know, like I feel like the press loves her, but like she's one of those people that like the press loves her so much that like I think it makes people not like her, even though there's no reason not to like her. It's like, it's weird because like watching the show, I felt like I was like, oh, like that's not who I thought, that's not what I thought she sounded like who Selena Gomez is in my mind is not who it is in real life. Like girl, please. And it's not like I had bad connotations about her at all. I just she just was not. So, but she's really like charming in the show, and like I really like her in the show. And wow, seeing my camera battery almost out really threw me for a loop there. Yeah. So, but anyways, I really like her in the show, and it's just a cute show. Like I love like seeing old people in shows and like with a younger counterpart in the ensemble. Like, it adds such a fun energy, and like, especially since one of the older guys, like, he has like a really youthful energy too, which is cute and nice. But yeah, so that's been bringing me a lot of comfort. Something else that has been bringing me comfort is donuts. Don't really like that. Do not really like that. But it's really been my comfort food, because like, my kitchen is just a wreck right now, and it just has not been fun to cook in, or cook, like, I hate it. So I hate to say it, but like, literally I've had like 10 Chick-fil-A salads in the last week and a half, and my reward points are off the fucking chain, okay? But they keep giving me free cookies, and that's a problem. But anyway, so I've been eating donuts, which like, I never do. If somebody told you, does Divine like donuts, you would say no. But I've been eating them, and I think like, they just give me a high. They're drugs. There's so much sugar in that shit. I feel like I just a lot of cocaine. I wouldn't even know what that feels like. But yeah. What else has been bringing me comfort? There's a really hot guy at my gym who has been bringing me a lot of comfort. Wow, you would think that I'm getting screwed on a daily basis the way I just said that, but the answer is a negative. Batman. Now he's just great to look at. I love looking at him. Like, he's wonderful to look at. The gym has not been bringing me comfort, because my shit hurt. My body hurts. All of it. Right now, my hip is in flames. Okay? And the reason why is because I'm upping the weights on my RDLs, and I'm pretty sure I'm doing it wrong, because I have to do it on the Smith machine, and I don't like that whore. I don't fucking like her. I don't like her, because I feel like she makes you move a certain way, and like, for me, like, I feel like it works for skinny people, but I ain't skinny, bro. I'm fat. So when I'm fat and you're forcing my body to go in what? My camera just cut off. Goodbye. Great. So continuing where we left off, yeah, those are the things that calm me. And like, I guess you would say they are coping mechanisms, and honestly, my therapist would not recommend my coping mechanisms. She's given me some really great coping mechanism ideas, but like, it's really hard to do the good thing that you need to do. You know what I'm talking about? It's funny because I was listening to Emma Chamberlain's podcast, and she was talking about having a good life. And she was saying how a lot of the times the things that are good, like doing the good thing for yourself, is actually the hardest thing. And doing the bad thing that's gonna like put you in a worse headspace is the absolute easiest thing in the world. And that is so true. Do you know how fucking easy it is to eat a donut? It is so easy to eat a donut. And like, this is it might not be a big deal to other people, but I am on, like, for the last 7 months, I've been hitting the gym, you guys. I've been working out. I've been doing everything I need to do. And the thing about me is I have PCOS, so that basically means, or actually, let me tell you, I think I have PCOS. My doctor has not done the test, but she's basically told me, like, you most likely, like, 99.9 chance of that's what you have. Because the way my weight is, the way that I had to get laser to literally remove my beard. I am hot, but there is no amount of hotness that I can possess that can make me look sexy with facial hair. It just doesn't happen. And I know some women with PCOS like embrace their facial hair, and that is really cool for them. For me, on the other hand, no, because it's uncomfortable. Like, I'm not about to go into this whole, I'm not about to explain why I don't want a beard. Moving on. So, but with me, my body does not, like, the way my body reacts to food, it's actually hilarious. It is hilarious. If I eat too little, gain weight. If I eat too much, gain weight. And like, it's just like about finding a balance. And let me tell you something, there's in that balance, in that scale of weighing things, and is this worth it to eat it? Donuts never fit in there. Like, it's the most not worth it food. I don't know how to tell you. Like, a piece of cake is worth it. Hold on, I have to give my dog permission to jump on the bed. Go ahead. Go ahead. You get on the bed. Go. Get on the bed. She's very like, she doesn't know what to do. But yeah, up, go on the bed, or do you want to come next to me? That's also an option. That's actually a good option. Come on. Oh, there's the baby. You can't see her, but she's there. But yeah, so there's no universe of my body where a donut is beneficial except for my emotional state. It does great things for my emotions. It makes me so happy. But yeah, so, you know, moving on from the donut, other things that make me happy. What makes me happy? I was gonna say sleep, but not even, because I'll be waking up in pain. Okay. Other coping mechanisms that I have, like, I tried meditating like once, and when I tell you, the intrusive thoughts they beat my ass. They jumped me, y'all. And I was like, I'm not doing that again. Like, that's a lot of silence in my head. Oh, listening to music with both of my headphones in to the point like I cannot hear anything else. Great. That puts me in a meditative state. I don't know about you, but that puts me in a meditative state. Driving with like a longer drive, like more than 30 minutes with music on or like a good podcast, amazing meditative state. That will put me in a good mood. Actually, that is one. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's backtrack real quick, because so I feel when I'm spiraling, and I've like in the last couple weeks I have felt like I was spiraling, and I put on a podcast, not like just, you know, girls talking about their life and stuff like that, which I love that. I love a moment like that. I love a personal journal, but like a really highly produced soundscape. Like, I wouldn't say like This American Life is like a soundscape, but sometimes they're close. But I like This American Life, or like Radio Rental, like something that just absolutely takes me out of it, where I can not think about myself and I can be immersed in somebody else's experience. Now, however, I was listening to, what is it called? I'm gonna look it up, but it is about not all the murders, but about like one murder that happened in the Grateful Dead community, which I've never really given a shit about the Grateful Dead. I know they're like a huge band. I've never listened to their music. I'm not really into that kind of stuff, but you know, I love a good true crime podcast, and I was really enjoying it until, no offense to him, Jake Brennan, who he does Disgraceland, and I love is that what it's called? Okay, hold on. Jake Brennan, who does Disgraceland, he started narrating it, and I love Disgraceland, which I think is what confused me, because listening to him do this podcast, the cadence of his voice freaked me the fuck out. Like, it was making me anxious, like, and I had to put on something else. Yeah, Jake Brennan's podcast is called Disgraceland, and also the other podcast is called Dead and Gone. But yeah, the cadence of his voice freaked me out. Like, no offense to you, dude, like, it just gave me like heebie-jeebies, and I just like, it made my stomach turn, and like, even thinking about it now, it made my stomach turn. And it's weird because I didn't feel that way listening to Disgraceland. I listened to all the seasons and every episode, and I never felt like that. But I think it's because he has like a different pacing in Disgraceland, and like his voice is like, it's moving to a rhythm, and it's not as slow as in Dead and Gone. Because I was listening to Dead and Gone in the car, and I felt like I was about to puke. I did not like it. There was another cute one, it's called Gossip, and that came out a while ago. But shows like that, like, I was having a day where I was like really almost spiraling, and like, I do go grocery shopping, and like, I don't know why, but all of my anxiety attacks start to bloom. They start to bud in that's like two different life phases of a plant, but anyways, they start to bud in Kroger when I go grocery shopping. I literally, all of my anxiety attacks start at Kroger in the produce section, and I cannot tell you why that is, but I've noticed it. I had my first panic attack ever in public in a Kroger. Love that for me. It was a really cute moment. I lost my mom. It was my first week of college. I was really just having it, And, you know, it all came to a boil in the Kroger. Cute. But my last anxiety attack, also full circle moment, happened in a Kroger, in the same Kroger, actually. And I was like, fuck, I need to like get myself out of here. Like, not out of the Kroger, but out of the mindset. And so the music wasn't working. Like, I normally listen to my gym playlist, which I call Nike commercial music, because it is literally like Drake, Denzel Curry, Kanye. Like, it's so high paced, like, and just in your face. And I was about to have a heart attack listening to that. Couldn't listen to any music because I was like, this is just like too much. And then I put on This American Life, and it was this story about this kid who he went viral. His video went viral because his friend promised him that when he recovered, because he had become paralyzed after he fell and hit his head, and his friend promised him that when he recovered, he could kick him in the balls. And it wasn't like no little tap on the balls. Like, he kicked him for real. And so I was listening to that, and like this kid like was so motivated so he could kick his friend in the balls, and I was like, I love that for you. Good for you. And he was a great storyteller, and like it really took me out. Like, by the time I left the Kroger, my anxiety attack was neatly packed in her box, and she was not annoying me. And like I think that week I listened to a lot of podcasts because I was fighting for my life. Like, it's some weeks that like you're long overdue for a mental breakdown, but it's like, no, I should be able to live my life and not have a mental breakdown. I don't need this. Like, this is not something that it's not like food. I don't need to have a mental breakdown to move on. But sometimes your brain is really adamant about it. And like, I remember like that week, I was just like fucking struggling, bitch. And I literally felt like I was fighting demons. I was fighting demons. I was fist fighting. And that was the first time that I ever listened to a podcast at the gym. I felt like a psychopath. Okay? And you know what? Even worse, I felt like a psycho because I'm on the Stairmaster. I do 20 minutes of Stairmaster when it's my arm day. I'm sprinting on the Stairmaster listening to a girl talk about how how she was basically kidnapped by her aunt, and reading Little Women over and over was the only thing that got her through it. That combination of stuff, I felt like my simulation had fucked up like a lot that day, because I was like, that was just a very weird occurrence. And like, but yeah, I would see men at the gym, and like, it's obvious they're listening to a podcast, because like, I feel like you're in a different zone when you're listening to music. And I was like, damn, I used to think y'all were crazy, and now I'm one of you. Look at that. Hey, friend. But yeah, that was the first time I ever listened to a podcast at the gym. But yeah, like listening to podcasts really helped me like a lot, and just like to literally take me out of my head. Like, I think when you have another voice going into your head, your intrusive thoughts have no option but to shut the fuck up. And that they did. So, little piece of advice: if your intrusive thoughts are getting way too much for you, just put on a podcast. And not like people gossiping, but like somebody telling like a straight linear story with a beginning, middle, and end. And, you know, hopefully that by the end of it, they're a better person, so that you can like kind of reflect on their journey and not so much be concentrated on yours. But yeah, so podcasts have been bringing me great joy. TikTok never brings me joy unless there's a hot boy on there. That's it. That's all there is to be said about that. Social media does not bring me joy at all. It actually very much irritates me. Okay. Every time I get on Facebook, it like irritates me, and I only get on there for one reason and one reason only, which I will not be saying. But every time I get on fucking Facebook, somebody's announcing that they're married, and I'm like, where are you meeting these people? Because I've been looking, and I ain't seen shit. So every time I get on Facebook, like, I have like a slight life crisis, and then I have to like just log out and just forget what I seen. Okay. But yeah, so those are the few things that calm me down. You know, listening to music, taking naps do not calm me down. What else? It's weird because like sometimes I feel like my life is like, you know, I'll watch like these people's lives on TikTok. I know. Don't even say what you're gonna say, but like these young people, and they wake up and they do like a million things in a day. And by young people, I mean like high school people. I am apparently a young person, but they do like a million fucking things in a day. And I'm like, I can't nap and have lunch. Like, how are you getting the energy, the stamina, the motivation? Oh, like, I pray for you. But yeah, so today was kind of a different episode, but it was just some things that helped me cope with living on this little rock, going about my little life, doing my little things, feeling my little feelings. But you know what? Look at that. I ended this at the right time. This man with his fucking saw. But yeah, I will see you guys later. I unprivated myself on Twitter, which I thought was funny the last 2 episodes. I told you to follow me on Twitter, and my Twitter was private. So did I say I favorited? Anyways, it's open to the public now. Follow me on Twitter at WordS. Great soundtrack. At WordS, WORDES. And on Instagram at the THE SYN. I post the occasional selfie. I post a lot of memes and a lot of furniture. So that didn't sound too good. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great, wonderful, wonderful day. I love you. Mwah. And do not bill me. Bye.